if making this video has taught me anything, it's that making a single recipe video is forever just going to be a piece of cake. Welcome back to Cooking with Coupal. Oh, Jesus. Welcome back to Cooking with Coupal. Today, I'm going to show you guys what I cook during a typical work week when I'm looking to lose a few pounds. So, let's get into it. You like that extended intro, huh? A little bit of extra B-roll flavor, a little sauce. Today I am enjoying Basement Party by Temperance Beer Company. Never heard of these guys. Never seen the beer before. One thing I noticed that I do, which is funny because the fact that I work and brew at a brewery, is every time I have a beer on the show, I will take a sip and literally just say, it's good. It's phenomenal. Instead of giving like any kind of proper review. So I'll have to come up with some kind of system on how I personally rate beers. But so far this looks pretty good. Not completely see-through, but nice clarity. Aroma's good, earthy, nice light floral hops. Well, let's taste it. Ooh, good finish. Nice light breadiness. It's actually got this tiny tinge of like a vegetal quality to it, but like super subtle, so nice light little DMS in there. I'm gonna give this guy a 3.75. Nah, 4. This is gonna get a solid 4. For this, since I've actually been working overnights at the brewery that I work for, instead of using breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I'm gonna do first, second, and third meals.
What about second?
Just because everything is kind of out of whack with having to wake up around sometime in the afternoon, 4 in the afternoon, and getting home around 7 or 8. Everything's a little backwards, but yeah, I mean, I mainly do intermittent fasting, so you'll mainly hear meal 1 and meal 2. There really is no meal 3. Okay, so let's get started and let's take a look into my a typical work week and the meals that I make. Sundays are the days that I usually get my grocery shopping done. Usually I'll have about 5 to 6 meals planned out for the week. And yes, in this footage, I am doing my grocery shopping in this footage. Thank the Lord for delivery services, especially when it's 8 degrees out, All right, so day 1. Usually my first meal of the day is after about 8 hours of being awake. Currently 3:20 in the morning. When I have my first meal of the day. Being on this backward schedule, timing's a little bit off this time around. 3 o'clock would technically be a little bit late for having lunch or my first meal, and this is what I'm. Just a salad. I usually go for like one of these prepackaged salad mix things, just so I'm not eating too heavy during the day. I want to be able to not be too weighed down. And honestly, these salads kind of do the job. So, yeah, day 1, meal 1, salad. For my second meal this day, I was feeling pork tenderloin medallions with a roasted zucchini, peppers, onions, carrots, and broccoli. So I made a quick spice mixture, rubbed and incorporated that completely into the tenderloin, and let that sit while I prepped all my veggies. I then set my oven to 400 degrees, and while that was heating up, drizzled olive oil and seasoned my veggies with some salt, pepper, smoked paprika, and garlic powder. During that time too, went ahead and grabbed the tenderloin, heated up cast iron skillet, medium-high heat, and just cooked them on all sides to create a nice crust. You don't want to cook it all the way through in that process. Just create that nice crust too. You want a little bit of develop those flavors. And once the oven was at temp, I threw in the veggies and the entire cast iron skillet with the tenderloin in the oven to finish for about 15 to 20 minutes until the veggies were cooked and my tenderloin was sitting around 145 degrees. Oh, and always remember to take your veggies out about halfway, mix them up, just make sure everything is getting cooked down pretty well. One mistake that I made here, which was something that I was trying for the first time, was roasting garlic this way. I learned later on that I should have done it separately in aluminum foil, put oil in there, wrap it up, and had that in there separately. It still came out okay, but it could have been much better. But after letting the tenderloin set for a few minutes, I sliced it into medallions, plated with the veggies, and that was it. Day 2. All right. is Tuesday. It's about 1 a.m. now, so I'm going to break my 15 hour fast. Salad again. Salads are definitely my go-tos for lunch. Something that I can eat during work and it won't weigh me down too much. So yeah, salad. Obviously you can see day 2, salad again for lunch. For my second meal of the day, this is a super quick and super delicious dish something that my wife and I have been making for the past 7 to 8 years. For day 2's dinner, I did a take on a taco bowl. Besides prepping a homemade taco seasoning, dicing some onions, look at this tiny little onion, and chopping up some cilantro, we always just buy canned corn, diced tomatoes of some kind. This one we specifically like the one with green chilies, it's pretty nice, and canned black beans. First thing I do is grab a medium to large size pan and set that to medium-high heat and begin to brown your ground beef. Once that's cooked through for the most part, you can go and add your taco seasoning and finish cooking your ground beef. Then go ahead and add all of your canned ingredients, your corn, your black beans, and your diced tomatoes, and cook everything for around 10 to 12 minutes. Just make sure you get those beans cooked down and get everything all nice and incorporated. Then all you gotta do is just plate it up over some cauliflower rice, top it with cream cheese, not cream cheese, sour cream, cheese, hot sauce, cilantro, diced onion. Get creative with it, but other than that, it's a pretty nice, really delicious low-carb taco bowl. Day 3. First meal as always. You guys are really gonna like what I got tonight for lunch. Salad. For dinner, we went with our tried and true Kielbasa and Peppers, which you guys might be familiar with from my last video. For this dish, I simply cut an onion and some bell peppers into roughly similar sized pieces, and cut some kielbasa links into bite-sized pieces as well. For this, I create a little homemade spice mixture. I know in the past I used smoked paprika, a little bit of cumin, turmeric, salt, pepper. I like to keep it a little bit basic, garlic powder as well. But what I do then is I go ahead and cook down the peppers and the onions first, along with a little bit of the spice mixture in there. Set that aside. Then I'll cook the kielbasa separately, high heat, just so we can, get a nice little burnt ends on there, get some nice flavor going. Put a little bit of seasoning on that as well. Put it all into the same pan afterwards and just toss until it's cooked down. And that's pretty much it. Just serve that over cauliflower rice and you're good to go. Day 4. So, broke my fast with another salad. Nothing new there, again. For dinner, I did a bourbon barbecue chicken bowl that has become a real staple in our house. This is also an air fryer dish, so you can pretty much imagine how easy it is. So first I start with a 1/4 cup of bourbon, and then I pretty much just eyeball out some sugar-free barbecue sauce, as well as butter. Throw it on the stove, really just cooking this down. You wanna be able to cook off the alcohol and melt the butter and blend everything all together. While that's heating, I cut up 2 heads of broccoli and cut some chicken thighs into roughly 2-inch pieces. That's pretty much all the prep that goes into this. Again, this is these are very realistic examples of what I cook during the week that are low carb, healthy, and are just really fucking good. Anyways, once you're feeling good about your bourbon barbecue sauce, you can go ahead and toss that into your chicken pieces and go ahead and set your air fryer to 390 degrees. You're gonna let that go for 10 minutes, mix up your chicken, then go for another 10 minutes at 390. Then this is the most important part. Take your remaining sauce, brush it over your chicken, set the air fryer to 400 degrees, and cook for another 5 minutes. For the broccoli, simply add some vegetable oil to a pan and just cook those on medium-high heat until it reaches that perfect, crunchy, yet tender texture that you would pretty much expect in like a Chinese takeout. Broccoli. You know how they only throw like 2 or 3 on the side, but they're really good for some reason? The answer to that is the Chinese 5-spice. I found that only seasoning it with that Chinese 5-spice, it's pretty much a carbon copy. All right, then all you gotta do is just plate it up with some cauliflower rice, and that's it. Serve it to your husband. Serve it to your husband or wife, and have a good time. Day 5. All right, it is the end of the work week. I actually ran out of salads for the first meal, so I'm gonna go with some leftover Kielbasa and Peppers. For the fifth and final meal of the work week, my wife was craving some good old-fashioned steak and eggs. So what I did first was salt the steak and let that set out at room temperature so that the steak can get to room temp. Also, the salt helps draw out more moisture, so you can then take a paper towel and just pat it dry. You want to let it set out for about 30 minutes is ideal. Okay, once the skillet was hot, I applied a little more salt and pepper and cooked the steak on each side for about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. After about a minute of cooking it on the second side, I went ahead and threw in about 2 tablespoons of butter, a couple cloves of garlic, and a few sprigs of thyme. Once the butter melted, I was able to begin basting the steak, pretty much just casting all of those, all the aromatics and all the flavors from the garlic and the thyme right onto the top of the steak. I think that's how basting works. I don't know, I should probably look it up. While the steak was resting, I fried up a single egg the way my wife likes it, sliced up some avocado, removed the bone from the steak, sliced it into pieces, and plated and served. Keep in mind too, with this, specifically, my wife likes it cooked a little more on the medium side. Hey! Hey! Oh God. And that's what I'm working with. Anyways, keep in mind, the steak shown in this clip here was cooked to a little more of a medium with still enough pink on the inside. That's just how my wife prefers steak, so don't kill me. And with that, aside from some low-carb snacks that I eat in between meals, which that is definitely a video for another day, definitely want to cover that. That was pretty much it. It pretty much concludes what a typical work week looks like for me. What I'm making for meals when I'm looking to lose a few pounds. Which, I mean, come on. I'm not pushing some shitty diet plan on anyone, right? Steak and eggs, bourbon barbecue chicken, taco bowls. You definitely can't say you watched this video and didn't salivate just a little bit. But just getting more people in the kitchen, whether it's healthy or not, is the Cooking with Coupal mission statement. So with that, if anyone is looking to get the full recipe of anything in this video, besides for the Kielbasa and Pepper, which is in the link below, just comment down below and I'll gladly share them with you guys. All right, that's gonna do it for this video, my friends. If any of the meals I made this week inspired you, go ahead and spank that like button like a beautiful New York strip steak. God. And if this content is doing anything for you, feel free to subscribe. All right, I'll catch you all in the next video. Until then, get in the kitchen, cook some food, have fun in the kitchen, as always. I'll catch you all in the next video. Until then. Check, 1, 2.